this is another romance. Yes. Hey guys, this is Holly. Welcome back to my channel. I just thought it might be fun if we did a quick little unboxing video for all my book hauls. I'm a little annoyed that Amazon sent all of my books because I bought probably like 10 books in these bags. So I'm like, what if it got, damaged? And I don't want my books to be damaged. I usually try to be really good with my books, but lately the new books I've been reading, I'm like, okay, it's fine, whatever. I can like annotate, I can highlight, I can do whatever I want. Like, it's my book. But I usually really love having my books like crisp, like new, I borrowed my book to a friend once before, and then they did like the puppy ears, and that was so bad. But I still don't do that. However, I did start like highlighting and like putting sticky notes and stuff. Anyway, and the problem with these books is they're like the Booktok video, books, and I have no idea what they're about. I mean, I've heard a little bit about them, but I don't know what the premise or anything like that is. Okay, the very first one is It Happened One Summer. Piper Bellinger is a fashionable and influential, and her reputation as a wild child means the paparazzi are constantly on her heels. I kind of like it already. My childhood favorite rom-com, or well, I guess it's not in comedy, but like romance movie was Wild Child.
No. Not the new season Gucci. No. The Jews. No.
When too much champagne and out of control rooftop party land Piper in the slammer, her stepfather decides enough is enough. So he cuts her off and sends her and her sister to learn some responsibility running their late father's dive bar. Dive bar? Okay. In Westport, Washington. Piper hasn't even been in West for 5 minutes when she meets big, bearded sea captain Brandon Taggart, who thinks she won't last a week outside of Beverly Hills. So what if Piper can't do math and the idea of sleeping in a shabby apartment with bunk beds gives her hives? How bad could it really be? She's determined to show her stepfather and the hot, grumpy local that she's more than just a pretty face. Except it's a small town, and everywhere she turns, she bumps into Brendan. The fun-loving socialite and the gruff fisherman are polar opposites. But there's an undeniable attraction simmering between them. Piper doesn't want any distractions, especially feelings for a man who sails off into the sunset for weeks at a time. Yet as she reconnects with her past and begins to feel at home in Westport, Piper starts to wonder if the cold, glamorous life she knew is what she truly wants. LA is calling her name, but Brandon and this town full of memories may have already caught her heart. Oh, okay. I don't know. I mean, it sounds kind of cheesy. I probably honestly should have read the synopsis before I bought these books. But I don't know if Brendan's gonna be my book boyfriend. We'll see. Okay, second book in this package is Codename Verity. This book was actually recommended to me by my coworker, and it's about like the Nazi-occupied France. So a British spy plane crashes in Nazi-occupied France. Its pilot and passenger are best friends, but just one of the girls has a chance at survival. Ooh. Arrested by Gestapo, Verity, this girl's name is Verity too. I just realized that. Oh my god. Is given a choice: reveal her mission or face a grisly execution. They'll get the truth out of her, only it won't be what they expect. A visceral read of danger, resolve, and survival. Codename Verity shows just how far true fans will go to save each other. This updated edition features a brand new short story, a retrospective from the author. Okay, anyway, I'm actually excited about this because I do love me some World War II like books, like The Boy in Striped Pajamas, The Boys Over Flower, or not, oh my gosh, that's Korean movie. The Boys in the Boat, what else? I don't know, like Anne Frank's Diary, and like, oh my gosh, I know there's another book that makes me literally cry that's about World War II. And I mean, even like Book Thief and stuff is World War II. Oh my gosh, I can't. Anyway, so I'm actually excited about this, and I feel like maybe this should be my next book because the name is Verity, and I literally just read Verity. The reading log is up here. I made some real unhinged theories and guesses about it. It was insane. Okay, and then this one is huge, and that's why I'm mad, because I think there's like 10 books in here, and they stuck it in a freaking bag. I mean, what do you mean? Okay, Six of Crows. I actually have the Shadow and Bones series, the first book in my nightstand right now. It's being read slowly, but I heard that the Netflix actually combined this and the Shadow and Bones series because they're all by the same author. So, I don't know. Heard good things about it. No idea what it's about. I assume it's something similar since they've combined it. Fourth book, The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I think it's like a mystery thriller book. I heard it literally just kind of came out, and this girl I follow was like reading this and she recommended it. Okay, Casey Fletcher, a recently widowed actress trying to escape a streak of bad press, has retreated to a peace and quiet of her family's lake house in Vermont. Armed with a pair of binoculars and several bottles of bourbon, she passes the time watching Tom and Catherine Royce, the glamorous couple living in the house across the lake. They make for good viewing. A tech innovator, Tom is powerful, and former model, Catherine is gorgeous. One day on the lake, Cassie saves Catherine from drowning, and the two strike up a budding friendship. But the more they get to know each other, the longer Casey watches, and the more it becomes clear that Catherine and Tom's marriage isn't as perfect as it appears. When Catherine suddenly vanishes, Cassie immediately suspects Tom of foul play. What she doesn't realize is that there's more to the story than meets the eye, and the shocking secret can lurk beneath the most placid of surfaces. Packed with sharp characters, psychological suspense, and gasp-worthy plot twists, Riley Sager's The House Across the Lake is the ultimate escapist read. No lake house required. I would like to read this in a lake house. That would be great. But I might be creeped out. But also this book kind of reminded me of that movie. I think Kristen Bell played in it, right? Like she's like an alcoholic, and then she saw her neighbor murder her. Or like, I don't know, I haven't seen the TV show, but I think it's a TV show. There you go. But I have been feeling a little bit of like mystery streak genre lately. Especially since I've read The Silent Patient. I've been like, oh my gosh, I want to. The next one, The Love Hypothesis. Another Booktok recommendation. I heard those are really good. I think I need these like dumb romance books. I am sorry for saying dumb. Don't come at me. But I know there's like a PhD candidate and stuff. A girl I know is actually reading this, and she thought it was cute. So Olive Smith does, and then I think it's a relationship with her professor though. Okay, Olive Smith doesn't believe in lasting romantic relationships, but her best friend does, and that's what got her into the situation, convincing Aunt that Olive is dating and well on her way to a happily ever after was always going to take more than the hand-wavy Jedi mind tricks scientists require proof. So like any self-respecting biologist, Olive panics and kisses the first man she sees. That man is none other than Adam Carlson, a young hotshot professor and a well-known ass. Which is why Olive is positively floored when Stanford's reigning lab tyrant agrees to keep her charade a secret and be her fake boyfriend. And when a big science conference goes haywire, putting Olive's career on the Bunsen burner, Adam surprises her again with this unyielding support and even more unyielding six-pack abs. Okay. Suddenly, their little experiment feels dangerously close to combustion, and Olive discovers that the only thing more complicated than the hypothesis on love is putting her own heart under the microscope. I will 100% read this. Cool. So the next book, oh my gosh, we've got 5 so far, and I've got a couple more coming tomorrow. It's been really expensive reading. A Girl's Guide to Murder. Okay, this one again is really popular. I'm sure you know if you're watching this video. This is the story of an investigation turned obsession. Pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, Sal Singh, who then killed himself. I actually read the synopsis. It was all anyone could talk about, and 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project. At first, just to cast doubt on the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent, and the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone far viewed doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. There we go, and apparently there is a sequel, Good Girl, Bad Blood. And the name for the author is Holly Jackson, by the way. I will probably read it. I don't know how high it's gonna be on my to-be read. I'm really surprised that so far most of the books are in actually really good condition, even when it was packed in a like freaking bag. Except just like this page was kind of like, I mean, it's not bad. It's just a little bent. This is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I've actually read it. Well, I've listened to the audiobook, but I really wanted to have it because it was a pretty good read. I enjoyed it. The plot twist was actually kind of unexpected. I definitely didn't see it coming. I mean, but then at that point, I was just kind of like listening and I wasn't actively trying to like guess the plot twist. So I bet maybe I could have come up with it. But yes, very good. So I wanted to have it on my bookshelf, so I bought it. So it'll be on my red book pile. Then the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I heard that it's really sad. We'll see. I don't know why. Achilles, the best of all the Greeks, son of the cruel sea goddess Thetis, and the legendary king Peleus, is strong, swift, and beautiful, irresistible to all who meet him. Patroclus is an awkward young prince, exiled from his homeland after an act of shocking violence. Brought together by chance, they forge an inseparable bond, despite risking the gods' wrath. They are trained by the centaur Chiron in the arts of war and medicine, but when word comes that Helen of Sparta has been kidnapped, all the heroes of Greece are called upon to lay siege to Troy in her name. Seduced by the promise of the glorious destiny, Achilles joins their cause, and torn between love and fear for his friend, Patroclus follows. Little do they know that the cruel fates will test them both as never before and demand a terrible sacrifice. 100% will read it again. First of all, they said it's sad. It's really popular on Booktok. Second of all, I am obsessed with Greek mythology. Like, I don't know to say that I'm like a scholar, but I do love my Greek mythology, especially because of Rick Riordan. You know, like the Heroes of Olympus series, the Percy Jackson, and like I'm sucker, 100%. I'm an addict, whatever that TikTok trend is. I literally have like a Greek quote tattooed on me, so love it. Will rate it 100%, probably pretty high. I was thinking maybe next, we'll see. The next book, ta-da! This was also actually recommended to me by my coworker, Counting by Sevens. I actually did read the synopsis of it. We will see how that goes. I don't know if there's like a little thing. Well, okay, so it just says 7 things to know about Willow Chance, which is the main girl. She's quite unusual and a genius. 2, almost everything interests her, but some things, like plants and medical conditions, interest her more than others. 3, she has learned the hard way that life can be extremely unfair. 4, she understands that family is what you make it, and that people who understand you and choose to have you in their lives are most important people. 5. She doesn't have a lot of friends, but she would do anything for the ones she does have. 6. She knows that the most wonderful thing in the world is feeling like you belong. 7. Her story will make you laugh, cry, and appreciate your friends, family, and the things around you in a whole new way. So I think basically what happened is this girl is like a genius, and then she had like foster family, but then I think her foster family somehow like dies in like a car crash or something, and then she's like just trying to like live through life, by like counting by sevens, because that's like how her brain works. I don't know. There we go. We will probably read it. Sounds cute, and I do want to appreciate my friends and family, because I am very thankful. Like, okay, sounds really sarcastic, but I am. The next book. Okay, now it's kind of starting to be like a little like, Amazon, are you serious? Okay, this was recommended to me by my friend Kenna, and it is actually, I'm pretty sure, non-fiction book. It is kind of bugging me, like it's really like bent actually. But the book is called It Didn't Start With You, How Inherited Family Trauma Shapes Who We Are and How to End the Cycle by Mark Wallen. Yeah. Depression, anxiety, chronic pain, phobias, obsessive thoughts. The evidence is compelling. The root of these issues may reside in the traumas of our parents, grandparents, and even great-grandparents. The latest research affirms that traumatic experience is passed on to future generations, and that this emotional inheritance, hidden in everything from our gene expression to everyday language, plays a role far greater in our health than ever previously understood. Building off the work of the leading experts in neuroscience and post-traumatic stress, Mark Wallen has developed a pioneering approach to identifying and breaking these inherited family patterns. It Didn't Start With You is his accessible, pragmatic, and prescriptive guide to a method that has helped thousands of people reclaim their lives. There you go. We'll read it. Yes. Cool. The next one. Okay, I think I left 2 more. This is another romance. Yes. I guess it's just called People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. It's a New York Times bestseller. Poppy and Alex. Alex and Poppy. They have nothing in common. She's a wild child. He wears khakis. She has insatiable wanderlust. He prefers to stay at home with a book. And somehow, ever since a fateful car share home from college many years ago, they are the very best of friends. For most of the year, they live far apart. She's in New York City, and he's in their small hometown. That every summer for a decade, they have taken one glorious week of vacation together, until 2 years ago, when they ruined everything. They haven't spoken since. Poppy has everything she would want, but she's stuck in a rut. When someone asks when she was truly happy, she knows without a doubt that it was on that ill-fated final trip with Alex, and she decided to convince her best friend to take one more vacation together. Lay everything on the table, make it right. Miraculously, he agrees. Now she has a week to fix everything. If only she can get around to the one big truth that has always stood quietly in the middle of their seemingly perfect relationship. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, there we go. I mean, it sounds cute. Yes, we'll see. I think it's like best friends to lovers type book. Seems like. A girl that came to my work was reading it, and she said it was a pretty good read. So. And last but not least, my own, actually one of my 2 hardcover books, because the price was like maybe 50 cents more. So I was like, okay, hardcover it is. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. No idea what it is. Saw a ton on Booktok, and I was like, pretty cover. We like it. We'll read it. In the vein of The Time Traveler's Wife and Life After Life, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is, a life no one will remember, a story you will never forget. France, 1714. In a moment of desperation, a young woman makes a fauchon bargain to live forever and is cursed to be forgotten by everyone she meets. Oh, that sucks. Thus begins the extraordinary life of Addie LaRue, a dazzling adventure that will play out across centuries and continents, across history and art, as a young woman learns how far she will go to leave her mark on the world. But everything changes when, after nearly 300 years, Addie stumbles across a young man in a hidden bookstore and he remembers her name. Ah. Sounds cute, kind of. I haven't seen the movie either, but it kind of reminds me of that movie with Blake Lively. The one. I don't know. I can't remember the name, but she's in it. And, like, basically same thing happened to her, and she, like, well, it's not like everybody remembers her, but she just, like, lives forever, and everybody around her dies, or something like that. And then I think she meets a guy, and she starts actually aging. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what book I should read first, and if I maybe should try and do a reading vlog, we'll see. Or if you have any thoughts and opinions on these books, please don't spoil me though if I haven't read them yet. And any good book recommendations that are about these genres, but I guess I'm just a very easily influenced Booktok person. So, and I have a couple more books coming still. So I'll probably be reading these for the rest of this year. Yes. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. And if you want to, you can check out my other reading vlogs or like reviews of some of the books I've read so far this year.